Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Dark Waters, and I'm back. And guys, let's get the ball rolling on this evening's video. Let's start with this. Breaking: a judge has blocked President Trump from revoking the security clearance of Perkins Coie, the law firm which helped develop the Russia hoax. At some point in time, and I'm just going to keep it 100% real with you guys, Donald Trump and the Republicans are going to have to handle their business as it pertains to these federal judges. Now, I don't know how you block him from revoking their clearances when their clearances have been revoked. I don't know how you say, oh, we're going to put the clearances back in place. But if I'm the president of the United States, again, I would remove their clearances and I would say, send your army to come get me. And quite frankly, I'm going to express a little bit of frustration at this moment in time with the Trump administration. And the reason why I'm frustrated with them is relatively simple. Again, I feel as if, and this is a feeling because I can't say it's 100% true because I don't have all the information, but I feel as if, and I said this before, they're not quite ready to do what needs to be done. They're not quite equipped with the full set of kahunas to handle what needs to be handled. There is no way in Sam hell that a judge, a federal judge, should be doing this. There's no way in Sam hell that the damn Supreme Court, which upheld the last federal judge, allowing him to set precedent for him to stop Donald Trump from cutting funding, this shouldn't be possible. It was the Supreme Court that took the last case with a judge and voted in the favor of the federal judge. So we talking about Amy Coney Barrett, the last three appointees that he had. The ones that he should be able to depend on, they're pieces of shit, honestly. I got to stop cursing. I'm sorry, Lord. Forgive me. I'm sorry. This is why I'm getting aggravated. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell that this should be happening. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be. So now if this goes to a federal court, so now every case needs to go before the Supreme Court, which may take a week or two. And so now in that week or two, Perky Cohen's law firm and everybody associated with them, which this is a Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton law firm, have access to everything that's going on with security clearances. I said yesterday, maybe this morning, maybe it was this morning, I said, hey, you want to know how they know where everybody is and how they can touch everybody? It's because they have security clearances. You have access to all the data. It's ridiculous, guys. And quite frankly, I'm over it. Between me, you, and the fly on the wall, and I'm pretty sure many other people are over it, but I am over it. Here it is. Chuck Schumer is lining things up for a government shutdown. And when the government shuts down, the Democratic media will go out and say, well, it was the Republicans who shut down the government and it caused all these problems.
Mr. President,
the Democratic leader.
Funding the government should be a bipartisan effort. But Republicans chose a partisan path, drafting their continuing resolution without any input from congressional Democrats. Because of that, Republicans do not have the votes in the Senate to invoke cloture on the House CR. Our caucus is unified on a clean April 11th CR that will keep the government open and give Congress time to negotiate bipartisan legislation that can pass. We should, Mr. President,
the Democratic leader.
Funding.
Listen, I'm over these people. I think the government should be shut down. Let it shut down. I mean, let it shut down. Because at every angle they have a gun to the heads of the American people. At every angle there's a pistol to the heads of the American people. whether it be for government shutdowns, whether it be over Ukrainian aid, whether it be for transgender, whether it be for illegal immigration. These people have weapons pointed at the head, metaphorically, figuratively, at the American people all day long. I mean, it is what it is, man. So you want to shut it down? Shut it down. That's where I stand on it. Shut it down. Shut it down. As for Elon Musk, here is Elon Musk with Barack Hussein Obama, the black Jesus of politics. And quite frankly, nobody had a problem with Elon when he was with Black Jesus. No, nobody had a problem when he was with Black Jesus. Now, all of a sudden, the media and their psychological operations, and I want to, you know what? That's not even correct. You see, what's happening to Elon Musk is not even the liberals. It's activists who are paid to go out and attack him. It's Ukrainian hit squads that are hired to put hits on him. It's not even the leftists, the regular Democrat. I don't think the regular Democrat at this point in time is doing anything but sitting there saying, what the hell do we get ourselves into? But the extreme leftists are the ones who are out here acting a plumb fool, and they are paid to do so. But here he is with, with Black
Jesus. You see there, it's actually bonded on special thermal protection, because the real big breakthrough that's needed with rocketry is a truly reusable rocket. You know, if we're to make a revolution in space, it's got to be reusable. If you think about any mode of transport, bicycle, plane,
it's just too expensive to have it disposable.
Exactly. And thus far, it's been an elusive dream in space to create a truly reusable rocket. But that's what we're going to try to do with that. So kind of heat tiles for when the stage re-enters to survive the heat of re-entry. So on this flight, we're going to try to recover the first stage, and then later we're going to try to recover both stages. If we can do that,
that's enough of that. The point I'm making is he wasn't a bad guy until he started supporting the orange guy and supporting America. So, you know, if people want to go crazy, let them go crazy. Dylan Mulvaney, ladies, this is one for you, and I'm gonna keep it 100% real with you. Men have stood up for women as it pertains to this. But in my opinion, women don't speak out enough as it pertains to this whole Dylan Mulvaney and people as such issue. Men have stood up and said, hey, we don't appreciate it. We don't like it. Men boycotted Bud Light. But in my opinion, women are not as vocal as they need to be. That's an affront to you. Not an affront to me. That's an affront to you. And I don't see women up in arms, like just going crazy over it. It's kind of like, oh, it's okay. I mean, eventually, if you know their plans, the changing images of men, then you know that there will be, the world is desired. They want a genderless world. And so this is just an example of that, where you can switch and become anything you want. Next week, Dylan Mulvaney may be a toaster, for all we know. But this is one of those battles that women are going to have to fight. And unfortunately, I don't really see women fighting it, in my opinion, the way I believe they should. It's this directly
I came out to my mom.
Womanhood and motherhood, and it's a direct assault to you guys. I don't even want to hear this clown. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear this clown. Tom Hochul in New York City as it pertains to immigration. Again, people need to get arrested. I'm sorry. It's too much talk, man. It's, let me go hold a press conference. Let me fuss and scream. Blah, man, just go arrest the bro. Pull up with a SWAT team, arrest her. You're breaking the law. You need to be arrested. But let's listen to Tom Homan. Listen to Tom Homan talk.
Now let's talk about the green light law. Let's talk about your governor. Your governor who's staying on national TV after NYPD were assaulted by illegal alien gang members. You had a woman burned alive by illegal alien subway. Your governor stands on national TV. I think criminal aliens should be deported. What's one of the first things she do? She goes down to New York City and tries to fire the mayor who wants to help me find public safety threats. Let me give a shout at Mayor Adams. Like him or love him. I called him up for 2 years. by not doing enough. As a career cop, he wasn't doing enough. But when I sat down with him back in November, he came to the table. He wanted to help on significant public safety threats. He don't want to be an immigration officer. I don't want to be an immigration officer. But the mere fact he wants to get us into Rikers Island, where people are locked up because they committed a crime, he wanted to get federal immigration authorities back into Rikers Island to talk to illegal aliens who committed a crime against a citizen. Now let's talk about.
So yeah, I've heard this before, Tom. I like you. I like you. I love you. Arrest her. I'm sorry. She needs to be arrested. And this is what they don't seem to get in the Trump administration at this point in time. The optics are bad no matter what you do. The optics are bad. If you arrest Governor Hochul, the optics are bad because the media is going to make the optics bad. And so everything is concerning the optics and how it's going to be perceived. But you have an enemy who constantly paints you in a negative light, and they are daring you to arrest them. And so when you don't move against them, they're emboldened. And so now that enemy is emboldened, and you keep talking, they'll keep doing what they're doing. So, I mean, hey, if you want to keep talking, but somebody's going to have to get arrested. I feel like I'm in the wrong area because I wanted to touch on tariffs. Let's talk. It's here. Let's start with Caroline Lovett. But it's a real short clip of her. Give me a second. I'm in the wrong spot. I might be getting to the right spot now. This is where I was before. Where's the full Lavrov interview? Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, let's hit the tariffs.
Why do we have electricity that we depend on coming from Canada? Well, hydroelectric. They have dams in Ontario that got to go to marketplace, and those dams are not far from the U.S. border. So we do have free flow of electricity, free flow of oil. And
that's not the answer to the question. The answer to the question is, why do we get electricity from Canada? It's because America has subsidized Canada, and we have enough money to build our own hydroelectric, nuclear power plants, and whatever the hell we want to build. And if we fire up our coal plants and get away from this crazy ESG, you don't need Canada. But go ahead and...
Natural gas both ways across the U.S.-Canadian border. Energy systems are large scale, so they just tend to be built that way. But yeah, of course, that was an outrageous claim that we heard coming out of Canada. But I want to point out, of course, it's already been removed. Threatening energy security. That's why President Trump got elected. We were really degrading energy security in this country for 4 straight years. That was heading in a train wreck direction, higher prices for American, less job opportunities, less investment here. An AI race was about to kick off, and we were set up to lose. We cannot afford to lose the AI race to China. Think of the national defense security implications of that. I think Americans recognize that. They brought President Trump back into power, and he is full steam ahead. We've got to grow energy in the United States, increase our energy security, drive down prices, and enable the investment conditions so the United States can lead on AI. That's a lot of reversals that have to happen. But believe me, this administration with President Trump's leadership is working on that every day.
The issue that we ran into, ladies and gentlemen, is that we got on this stupid clean energy, saving the environment foolishness, and it drove us to the point to where we are today. And the point at which we are today is that we're dependent on other nations for everything. People are talking about going to war with Iran and Russia and China. Bro, we can't even manufacture what we need to go to war. That's how weak America is right now. And it's terrifying. Because at the end of the day, you see all this motion, all this talk, and all this foolishness, but there's so many traps and snares that are laid out for the American people, the American government, the Trump administration, and it was all done by traitors, man. I mean, pure on treasonous traitors. And what pisses me off is I'm not seeing the treasonous traitors pay a price, man. We'll listen to some more talk about tariffs and tax cuts and blah, blah, blah.
And let me just say, once you mentioned the tax angle, let's remember here that tariffs equal tax cuts. One of the biggest macro decisions this country is going to face, and it's going to happen on Capitol Hill, is whether or not we're able to get one of the best tax cuts in history, or whether it's going to be a tax hike because things are going to lapse. And the tariffs are going to pay for that tax cut, and everybody in America is going to benefit it. With respect to the certainty, there's a lot more certainty than the markets are giving us credit for if you simply take President Trump at his word. I mean, look at what happened today, in the last couple of days. Like, the day traders made a ton of money on volatility and fear in the markets. They didn't trust in Trump. But what happened today? We had breakthrough on some peace in Ukraine, and we had Ford back down on his threat to impose a surcharge on our electricity, and then things calm back down. I mean, I don't understand why the markets can't see through that fog of war and
because, Peter Navarro, that the markets, they're trying to intentionally tank the markets. They've been saying this. I wish people would just come on the news and say the truth, man. Like, of course the markets don't make sense because they're trying to tank the markets. They're trying to tank the markets. They're trying to murder people. They're trying to blow up truck bombs. They're trying to do everything. Everything that you can imagine is being pulled out. All the stops are pulled out. So nothing's going to make sense. I look at the currency markets every day. Currency markets are acting weird. Stuff that it's supposed to do, it's not doing. Bitcoin markets, weird right now. Should be 150,000. If I'm not mistaken, is at 82,000, 79,000. Nothing makes sense because we've given all control to these wicked bastards. And every time we make a move against them, they hold something hostage. So now they're holding the economy hostage, trying to crash the economy, while simultaneously starting wars and persecuting Christians all over the place. I mean, there's warfare going on. And the thing that pisses me off is clearly a war going on, but I only see one side really fighting.
Understand that we're making this beautiful transition to a world where we're going to have a 3D war on inflation. It's the drill baby drill, it's the deregulation, and it's the Doge. We're going to have a tremendous influx, already $2 trillion of pledged investment from the tariffs coming in. What does that do? That raises wages, real terms, and helps purchasing power and drives down the wages. We bring the trade deficit.
That's 100% true. Everything he's saying is true. The issue that we're running into with his truth is it takes time for this to play out. And the hell that we got to go through in that time period where this is playing out. Man, whatever. Trump, Soros critique sparks debate. So Darth Vader himself decided he was going to speak out. And let me reserve my comment.
President Trump is a con man and the ultimate narcissist who wants the world to revolve around him. When his fantasy of becoming president came true, his narcissism developed a pathological dimension.
And this is the billionaires whose son was in the White House with Joe Biden. His son was in the White House with Joe Biden. Remember, the left hates billionaires, but the most wicked billionaire on the planet, they don't hate him. They don't hate his son. They hate the guy that's trying to go to Mars, that's building new technology. They don't hate the Satan himself, this damn meat suit. He literally looks like something off of freaking Darth Vader with his flesh hanging from under his eyelids. It's crazy. Look at this thing. They don't hate him, though. Nope. They don't hate him. In fact, they don't even know he exists. That's the crazy thing. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else who had a statement longer than this. But no. He can come out and say all these crazy things, and there's no reaction. Donald Trump calls Chuck Schumer a Palestinian. And you wonder why he's saying that. I think it's more than just an insult. I think he knows something that we don't know. I think he knows where Chuck Schumer's allegiance lie. And he's disclosing where his true allegiance is. When you think about all the protests that's going on, it sounds like to me he's telling us that, Chuck is behind these pro-Palestine protests.
And Schumer is a Palestinian as far as I'm concerned. He's become a Palestinian. He used to be Jewish. He's not Jewish anymore. He's a Palestinian. Okay.
I would like to hear more context about this. Give me a second.
How this happened? Who would allow men to play in women's sports? And they're still fighting it. They're still. It's got to be a 95% issue. But they're on television this morning. I see this person, a Democrat, say we should have the right. No. Men should not be. They're hurting women. They're hurting women very badly. They're hurting women. And they should not. And they're also demeaning women. But who would want these things? And everything's transgender. Everybody transgender. That's all you hear about. Now, that's why we won the election in record numbers. But very importantly, now it is what it is. The Democrats should get with us and come up with good tax policy so that Ireland and other countries can't take our businesses away from us. And he understands exactly. You guys did the right thing. I'm not upset with you. I think I respect what you've done. You've done a great job. But our people did a very bad job. How this happened?
Yep. Our people sold us out. Sometimes I wish that Donald would just say, no, they didn't do a bad job. They sold us out. They sold us out. This is what happens when you, allow clowns to, how do I say this? Procreate in your nation. Zorahan Kwame Mamdini. Listen to this behavior, and this is a councilman in New York City.
How many more New Yorkers? How many more New Yorkers will you detain? How many more New Yorkers without charge? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan?
When we asked Tom Homan, all he had to answer for that cruelty was a smirk. Because there is no answer for taking a man from his pregnant wife, who is due to deliver their newborn child in a month, from their Columbia University apartment, a day after that same man, Mahmoud Khalil, wrote to Columbia University and said he feared for his life. The cowardice that is on display across our city and our state is unacceptable. That's right. That's right. New Yorkers are looking to us. They are looking to their leaders for courage and for conviction. And what they are finding instead is collaboration. And that is just simply unacceptable.
This guy's angling to be the next mayor of New York City. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad I don't live in New York. I'm glad I don't live in an area where people would come out and support a clown behaving like this. And even as I speak, I come to the understanding and the realization that all this has to happen. And I don't mean it from a Q, perspective. I mean, America is still under judgment. And many of us have made our decision, but a lot of other people haven't made their decision. A lot of people haven't come to the truth, but the nation as a whole is under judgment. And it's kind of spot judgments right now, but the things that we're looking at are areas where the judgment hasn't been fully rendered against them or for them. And so we got to see this kind of display. We got to see someone with the name of a foreigner trying to run for the mayor of New York City, which is what he's doing right now. There's no other reason why you would give such a passionate speech. And you have to watch him frame the federal government as racist and bad because people broke all laws and decided they were going to come into this nation. You have to watch him frame the people who are terrorists on college campuses as good guys. Anybody who's seen the protesters on college campuses know they are terrorizing people, but he's going to reframe them as good guys. We have to watch all of it. We can ignore it. We can ignore it if we chose to. We could. We really wouldn't be doing our civic duty and our spiritual duty if we ignored it. But, yeah, this has got to happen. So it is what it is. It is what it is at this point in time. Tesla under attack, and the mainstream media is so hypocritical that it's utterly ridiculous. So our biggest, brightest genius has been targeted by Ukrainian hitmen, paid armies of protesters, and when Donald Trump says he's going to assign these people as terrorists, then the media pushes back.
So overnight, have this post claiming that protests at Tesla dealerships are illegal. He said today he would label violence against dealerships domestic terrorism. Now, you know I am judicious in how I play this sound, but I think you need to hear it from him.
Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company. Let me tell you, you do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
So just to be clear, you protest a private company, you are labeled by this administration a domestic terrorist.
What you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations in the face of law enforcement.
So overnight.
And I'm glad they put that clip in at the end. But it was the wrong clip. The hypocrisy is, under Joe Biden, when parents protested at schools and PTA meetings, they were labeled as terrorists. And they had FBI agents assigned to them. Remember, we had the books that were going into the into the libraries. And when parents protested the books, they were labeled as domestic terrorists. And the FBI assigned people to watch them. Resources that you normally use for foreigners and foreign nations were assigned to American citizens. And so now, when the shoe is on the other foot, it's a bad thing. It was a good thing 8 months ago. And see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I have such a huge problem with the administration of Donald J. Trump. And it's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 4. Don't talk about it, be about it. No. Give me the paperwork, let me sign it. Carry your ass out there and protest and burn up something. We can march up and down the street all you want. Throw one rock. Burn one thing. Burn one building. Set one thing on fire. I'm giving you 5 years in prison. You got the right to gather. You got the right to protest. Cross the line. Burn one American flag. Burn, I dare you. I double dog dare you. I dare you burn it. And get yourself on camera while you burn it. Facial recognition technology in prison. Remember, Orange Warrior, the January 6th protesters who went to prison for walking in a building. We've seen the videos where these people are just walking around and they were let in the building. And it's like, man, quite frankly, it turns my stomach. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It turns my stomach. It really does. Somebody got arrested. Kash Patel bust a move.
A Fox News alert and some breaking news from the FBI. Director Kash Patel posting on social media that a high-ranking official at Customs and Border Protection is facing criminal charges.
Patel saying, quote, a career director level employee allegedly attempted to defraud FEMA and allegedly lied to federal agents in the process.
A Fox News alert and some breaking news.
So we putting some pressure on U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. Wow. Is this the person who charged with attempting to defraud FEMA, lying to federal agents? FBI Director Kash Patel, following efforts with our interagency partners, I can report that a career director level employee at U.S. Customs and Border Protection has been charged with allegedly attempting to defraud FEMA as well as lying to federal agents, Patel wrote. This is part of the FBI's renewal effort to crack down on public corruption and deliver accountability for the American people. This is a part of FBI's new renewed effort to crack down on public blah, 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 blah. Department of Justice released a statement identifying the employee in question as 55-year-old Serena Baker Hill, who served as director of United States Customs and Border Protections Center of Excellence and Expertise over Automotive and Aerospace Engineering. According to the DOJ, Baker Hill applied for FEMA assistance following severe flooding in Detroit in 2023. Really, Cash, you arresting a chick over FEMA loan fraud? After the FEMA inspector confirmed damage to her basement, Baker Hill claimed she could not safely reside in her home during repairs, leading to her approval for disaster relief funding. However, federal investigators uncovered evidence contradiction her claims. Bank records repeatedly showed that none of the FEMA funds were used to rent. Blah, blah, blah. Really? Either there's more to this, and she knows something, and they just found something on her to get her to roll, or this, quite frankly, is a dumbass arrest. Nobody gives a damn about her taking some FEMA money because her basement didn't flood. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Kash Patel is smart enough to be using this as some form of leverage, but quite frankly, this is my problem. And I think I'm about to end this video because truly is my problem. I feel like in some instances, I've been here before. And what I mean by that is this. When you attribute powers and intellectual prowess and super abilities to people who don't they're not showing it. I mean, it's I feel like in many cases what's going on with MAGA at this point in time, Republicans at this point in time, is everybody's projecting. You know? Like people are projecting, Kash Patel, Kash, he got somebody on Customs and Border Protection. Yeah, we got somebody. But it's projection. Just like I just projected, well, maybe this is because they got somebody else. No, I don't have no data to support that. As of right now, what I read is that he arrested this lady, this turtle-looking black lady, because she didn't stay in her house after a disaster. And she took the FEMA loan and she stayed in her house. Now, I don't even know if her basement flooded or not. Maybe her basement did flood. Maybe she cleaned the damn basement out. I don't know. I don't know what the dollar amount is. I don't know what it is. And the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be one of those people that project this Kaiser Soze-ish ability upon these people. For example, where the fuck is Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi. Anybody seen Pam Bondi in the news? Watch this. Pam Bondi. Where the hell is she? Where the hell is Pam Bondi? March 11th. Alex Jones talking about they're going to investigate the murder of his guy. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Chicago One Ray. Thus far, Pam Bondi has taken down a painting of Joe Biden, Merrick Garland, Kamala Harris from the 7th floor of the DOJ. She has done numerous interviews on Fox, but not one indictment, subpoena, or arrest. Who else sees justice? And that's the point I'm making. I'm interested in hearing what Alex is saying.
Alex, I know you're justifiably upset right now. We pray for you, your staff. We said so last night as soon as we heard this horrible news. If there's anything that we can do to support Jamie or his family, let us know.
I haven't even thought of what to do that, and I'm so from everything so broke. But we're gonna put something together to help, and we're talking to the family about
help something together. We'll share it and we'll donate. Alex, we'll be there for you. So, thank you.
Hey, brother, you're kicking butt. God bless you and your crew and your great viewers and listeners. You can find me on X at Real Alex Jones. We're all in this together. Benny, I really appreciate you.
Godspeed, Alex. All right.
God bless you, and thanks for caring about, because this is a journalist that's been killed. It should be investigated. I think Pam Bondi should look into it. The Austin Police Department admitted they're totally overwhelmed. They said they can't really respond to most crime scenes. That's a whole other area. I'm asking the Trump administration, this is important. This is a journalist that's been killed. It needs to be investigated. It could have been a hit. There's a good chance it could have been. The more I'm talking about it, the more I'm thinking about it. A lot of smart people are calling me saying, Alex, this 8 people have been killed the last 2 months here. In the first of the year. Okay. What's the chances in a town of over 2 million people that an InfoWars lead reporter gets butchered? So we need to investigate this. And I'm asking the Justice Department to investigate.
Like, I mean, for example, this is just my opinion. Alex Jones is one of the main reasons why Donald Trump got elected. I'm sorry. Anybody who can say, well, no, Alex Jones is not that important. No, you lying. Alex Jones is one of the main reasons why Donald Trump got elected. Alex Jones has the single largest audience in the world. Everybody likes to talk about Joe Rogan. No, it's Alex Jones. So much so that during the election period, Alex Jones would jump up and down and go crazy and go after Trump about issues, and Trump would pay attention. So much so that it's admitted that Donald Trump watches the Alex Jones show. This should not even be, he should not even have to be here saying, I've asked them to do it. This is the kind of stuff that gets, and again, I'm not Alex. I don't know what's going on. But it shouldn't even be, it's a given at this point in time. It should be a given. The journalists who led the revolution against the globalists should be protected. And all hell should be brought to bear on whoever did this. And all hell should come, I'm talking about fire and brimstone, against the system that covers it up. Guys, remember I told you, I said this earlier. There really is no true reward for being early. It's a sacrifice. I understand Alex gets that. I mean, he understands it's a sacrifice. I mean, he's sacrificing his life, his fortune, everything. He'll go down in history, depending on who wins, as one of the greatest people in American history, depending on who wins this battle. However, if we lose this battle, Alex Jones will go down in history as a traitor, because they will rewrite the history, and Alex Jones will be a traitor. Most people don't understand what it means when you go on YouTube and you start talking and you have skills at communicating and you jump into fights. They don't really understand what it means. They don't get it. They don't understand. When I look in his eyes, I know it's a man that's committed. When I look in his eyes, that's not a man that I would want to be in an alley with if he's pissed, even though I would come out of that alley. I promise you I would. But I wouldn't. I'd rather be on his side in the alley than against him. It doesn't make sense. A lot of stuff that I'm looking at just doesn't make sense. And I don't mean this to be in a discouraging way. It's just the way my brain works. I take in data points and process the points, and then put the pieces to the puzzle together, and it just doesn't make sense. There should not need to be a call out for Pam Bondi to. There shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. And the reason why I say that is, strategically, You know he's an important resource. So quite naturally, I would have had people watching him. The whole family, the whole building, everything. It'll be one like on one of those spy movies where somebody decided they was going to try and hurt somebody, and then out the blue, pew, pew, pew. And they would have never known. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I want to get it. I want to understand it. It just does not add up. It does not add up at all. The boldness in which things are done. For example, the boldness at which this man, Zoran Kwame, of course, he's running for mayor. I told you. The boldness in which he displayed screaming at Tom Homan. I think what it is, guys, nobody's afraid. And it bothers me that nobody's afraid. I'm serious. It bothers me. It sincerely bothers me that they show no fear. Yep. That's what it is. They don't show any fear. And they consistently do the same thing.
But I do have a second thing, Patricia, I really need to know. One of the things that I've been finding, we got into it a little bit in the discussion, but one of the issues that we're having is, and it's something here, I need your help on something. I need your help because all I seem to be doing lately is fighting back against innuendo and rumor stories. And this is what I seem to be fighting about all the time. In fact, Patricia, part of it is with you.
I'm sure.
And I just need your help because when you start headlines with, there's a rumor going around and that we've heard that hurts my veterans. That scares my veterans. That scares my employees because it's not true. Will you commit to not doing that in the future?
Well, there was a DOJ representative that day.
I have a VA employee who is our DOJ liaison. You knew that and you could ask that question.
I did ask that
But
question.
when you got the answer. But my question here is, I need you to commit to not starting off rumors began circulating.
I mean,
well, if it's either true or false, Patricia, and then you go to Patty Murphy, saying that we've heard and we have DOJ may have barged into the VA today. Unconfirmed hearsay. You know what you'd have done if I was a member of Congress and probably done that? Unconfirmed report. But you didn't put unconfirmed report.
Right.
So, Patricia, I want to work together with you.
Okay.
But I need you to commit to me that you're not going to do this.
I'm working on it, and I have. I've been. Actually, I have another question based on that. Thank you very much.
No, I want to hear the answer first. Are you committing not to do rumors? Because you're scaring my VA employees about this.
That's fair.
And you're scaring my veterans.
Yeah, that's
unforgivable. That's not something I
But
take lightly.
if a rumor is different than if I have a source.
Then you source it to our PR people and let them know. Because you know something, I've got people who are reporting stuff right now who aren't even calling us. They don't even get something from. They don't even call us to check it.
Well, that's not right.
Well, this isn't right either.
Okay. Well, that's fair. But I did call about that.
Good.
I did call about
And you got the answer. But yet you still reported it as a rumor.
Well, I didn't.
Okay. Which is it? Which is it? Is it a rumor or is it get confirmed?
Was that there is a DOJ person there.
There is. Okay. Nobody has said that from you. Nobody. We answered it, but it was reported as a rumor. I mean, you think about this.
I take issue with parsing out my stuff,
in the headline of the story, Elon Musk. Hey, I don't care who wrote it.
I know.
But your byline.
I'm starting to push back on those, and I
okay. But you think about what it says here. Elon Musk aide is now working at VA accessing computer systems. Ooh. I mean, that's all in this.
That's a true statement.
No, it is because you know what? We don't make a DOJ employee, which is funny because they're VA employees, a liaison. We don't also give them a
I was not told that.
We don't give.
I was not told.
But you wrote the article.
Liaison. It
you wrote the article.
It was a DOJ employee. One DOJ employee.
As we look at this, Patricia, I want you to know something. When you look at this headline and you're accessing computer systems, I want to work with you a lot as we go forward. We're going to have a lot of time together.
That's fair.
But I'm not going to have any reporter scaring my employees and scaring the veterans. And that's what this is doing. Let's get it right. I'm the most transparent VA secretary we've had yet. I'm on video. I'm on interviews. I do everything I possibly can to push back against everything I'm hearing. So we got a team that'll help you, but I need your commitment to help me too. Okay?
That's what I'm talking about. And that, bro, that's the kind of conversation you have to pin these people down. I would call that a victory. It wasn't a flashy victory. It was, let me chin check you. And I think that's what's bothering me. I'm not seeing enough chins being checked. I'm not seeing them being checked anyway. Anywhere, at any time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. There's not enough chin checking for me. I want to see more chin checking.